Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Isaiah from Player Development. Today, I got a different kind of video. Going to respond to a couple of Am I the basketball themed edition. So, I'm a semi pro player for the triangle shooters. I'm going to give you the basketball players' take on whether these people are the jerks in the story or not. Keep it family friendly. I'm going to be using jerk instead of what the title suggests. Go ahead, like, and subscribe if you like this video. Make sure to check out our other basketball related content as well. Let's get right into it. Am I the jerk for getting thrown out of my adult son's basketball game? Oh, I already have an idea based on that title. All right, so my son's 30 and 25, so adults, were playing in a 3-on-3 basketball tournament last weekend. I went because I wanted to support them. They're both decent basketball players, and it was a church fundraiser tournament they play in with their friends every year. Quick side note, church leagues and church tournaments always turn ugly. I don't know why, but this is a phenomenon I've seen, and other people have said this too. Church league brings out the ugly in people. From the minute the first game started, the ref started missing calls. Admittedly, I was pretty harsh on him for the blown calls throughout the game. Okay, can acknowledge that. At one point, I called him an idiot. Good start. When the second game rolled around, he continued to blow calls, and I continued to criticize him. All right. Halfway through the second game, the ref missed an obvious travel. I called him on it. One of the players on the other team told me I had no clue what I was talking about. So he and I began arguing back and forth. Okay, so it's not just this person and the ref. Now it's this person and a player. The ref told me if I had one more outburst, I was going to be thrown out. So I told him to shut up and go F himself. He looked at the church volunteer who was running the scoreboard and nodded. He escorted me out. At first, I told him I wasn't going to leave, but he threatened to call the police, so I left. I personally feel the ref and the other player escalated things to an unnecessary level. Now both of my sons told their mom I embarrassed them and are refusing to talk to me now. My grandson's football season starts next week, and I really don't want to miss the first game. What do I do? Am I the jerk? Yeah, you're the jerk. Sorry. You are going, like, your sons are 30 and 25. If they cannot advocate for themselves to the ref or to an opposing player at that point, you did something wrong parenting wise. And even then, like, if you're there to watch, you're there to watch. You're not there to argue with the ref. If you want a ref, go sign up and volunteer and be a ref. Okay. Yeah, I get there are frustrations when it comes to refing, which is inherently kind of a judgment call. And some calls are going to be missed because things happen fast in basketball. But to start getting on the ref in a church tournament, like, I don't know how much money you had riding on it. I don't know if you had bet on your son's winning or something, but no, there's just no reason to especially get into it with a player from the other team like that. That's just poor sportsmanship, and that is taking competitiveness to an ugly degree, and it's kind of a fake competitiveness. It doesn't encourage anyone to be better. It doesn't challenge anyone to be better. It's just you venting your frustrations on people. So yeah, absolutely, this person was a jerk in that situation. Am I the jerk for refusing to watch my brother's basketball game? Okay, this person is NB. I think that's non-binary. Have two brothers, male 11 and 12. 11-year-old brother is really sporty and plays multiple sports throughout the season. Last night he had a basketball game and we were all going to dinner after it. For context, I'm autistic and easily overwhelmed by loud sounds, lots of movement. Sports games in general are absolutely terrible for me. All the cheering, the buzzers, balls bouncing. The balls bouncing is the worst part. It's all horrific. Quick aside, absolutely. People who are on the spectrum or have struggled with other mental health disorders can absolutely be overwhelmed by too much stimulation. And sports games are a hotbed for all that kind of stimulation. You have the lights, you have sounds coming from every different direction, crowd cheering, all of that stuff. Yeah, it can definitely be overwhelming. So let's see where this goes. So I told my parents I'd go with them, but said that I had to sit outside the gym and wait for his game to be over. Unfortunately, this wasn't good enough for them. They began to guilt trip me, saying he went to all your concerts while you were in orchestra. You owe him. Okay. But in my opinion, that argument doesn't work because he didn't have a choice. He was like 6. I'm an adult. He didn't have any sort of reason for not going besides not wanting to. I just want to avoid melting down. I don't feel like I should be ashamed or feel guilty for something out of my control. So am I the jerk for this? I could be the jerk because he's my brother and I do sort of owe him for going to my concerts when he was younger. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm leaning towards not the jerk here because he is still non-binary, he or she. I'll go with they. They are still making an attempt to go. Right? They're not saying, oh, I'm just going to stay home and skip the game. They said they're willing to sit in the building just outside of the gym where it's taking place And I get that at that point you're probably missing most of the game, but there's got to be windows or maybe a live stream or something where they can still tune in and watch the game. They're still willing to go. And what's interesting is that it doesn't even mention here what the brother is saying about the situation. It doesn't say whether the brother's offended, their sibling wants to go but just sit outside the gym, or if they're okay with that. I think maybe the brother's opinion should factor into this rather than, again, this is kind of a parent projecting like how things should be in a sports environment. So I'd say here, probably not the jerk. They're making an effort within the limits of their condition. Okay, last one here. Let's check it out. Am I the jerk for not wanting to help my sister improve in basketball so that she doesn't become better than me? Okay. Okay, so the poster is male 17, sister is female 16, has been improving at basketball at a really high rate over the past few years. She was the second leading scorer on the girls' varsity team, been helping her improve as well. I'm the third leading scorer on the boys' team. I played some one-on-one with my sister yesterday and it went down to the wire. I barely won by a point, but it was scary as hell. I don't want her to become better than me, so I plan to stop helping her. I told this to my sister and she said it was up to me, but then I was being an effing dummy. Okay, am I the jerk here? Okay, a couple things jump out at me. I'm curious what is so scary about his sister being better than him. And I think this is another case of that kind of misplaced competitiveness, which is just like an I can't lose mindset. It's not okay if I lose. And it sounds like, especially not to a girl, especially not to my sister. And I call that misplaced because, again, this person isn't challenging himself to get better. He's just saying, I am going to go out of my way or just choose not to play with my sister so that she stops improving, so that she cannot beat me, so that I don't start losing. Really, like, who's getting anything out of that? Maybe you get to say, oh, I won our last game because we don't play anymore. But yeah, I would say, like, I'm sure it's this guy's choice whether he decides to play with his sister, decides to train with her or not. But if you're so insecure about your own basketball skills that you're unwilling to play with someone who might beat you, or because they're improving at a higher rate than you are, then you're going to hit that wall being able to compete with other people at some point anyway, whether that's on your varsity team, whether it's in like a pickup league or in a men's league later. That just sounds more afraid than competitive. If you're competitive, then I'd say take on the challenge. Let's say she gets better than you. All right. What are you going to do to catch up to that? So yeah, I'd say probably in that situation, you're the jerk. You know, you don't have to train with her, but stopping just because she might start beating you, yeah, kind of a jerk move. All right, guys, thanks for checking out this video. Comment below what you thought about some of these situations. Some of them were really funny. Some of them were weird and out there. It was really fun to be able to read and react to some of the stuff that's going on around basketball at all different kinds of levels, all different kinds of people. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.